Looking for me? You don't need to say it. I've been waiting for this moment. Your opportunity to finally talk to DIO about that thing that's been plaguing you. I was hoping you'd come. I've noticed recently a sort of change in your demeanor. I can see it different times as we dine together or discuss certain things, and I've noticed subtleties in your mannerisms, your expression. I can feel the changes in your breath, even the rhythm of your heartbeat. And it makes me realize that perhaps there are things that you've been facing, personal things, lying beneath you, within you, holding you back from completely moving forward to your destiny. I'd like to talk with you about them, if you don't mind. And I think that perhaps in doing so, I might help you achieve that one most precious thing all humans desire. Peace of mind. I don't often talk of it, but despite the conditions in which I live now, my childhood was quite different. I'd always known that I was destined for what you see before you and greater, but that did not mean there were not obstacles for me to overcome. This is not going to be a story of my grand achievement, but rather an acknowledgement of my shortcomings through my own inability to overcome the past. It seems that all living things are somehow chained down to their destiny, things that are beyond their control. We often feel tethered to the events that led us to this moment. But I've come to realize over the years that the only thing that matters anymore is this present moment. Within this moment, we can plan for the next, and within this moment, we make our decisions that will shape the future and make sense of the past. I'm sorry to ramble. I suppose the truth of the matter is I wanted to talk to you about what it is that's lying deep within you, that continues to haunt you time and time again. When I see that subtle change in you, when I see you struggling with things that are so far away yet somehow feel as though they're right there with you again. I want you to know that you're not the only one in this place who feels those sort of sentiments. Through personal development, we could call it, one can overcome those limitations and redefine their destiny. But let's be honest with ourselves. It's not always the past that defines us. It's simply that which laid down the ground floor for us to become who we are today. I, DIO, standing before you, am a byproduct of not just my ambition and my effort and destiny, but of all the small little moments that led up to this day. I know some have dealt with trauma, things that at many times will hinder them from moving forward, but I must insist to you that you must be strong for the sake of that trauma that you've experienced. You survived whatever it was that was holding you back, and even though it may sometimes come back to your mind, you are still here. You are still standing, and you are still moving forward despite whatever anyone else tried to do to hold you back. I firmly believe we are masters of our own future. And just as I wish to see the world beneath an era of peace. I too wish to see your mind at peace. So that is why I wanted to take this opportunity to talk with you about the things that are plaguing you each day. I don't wish to ask you directly to talk about it, though you are always welcome to. I would love to hear what you have to say about anything, really. But just in case you don't feel 100% comfortable, I at least want you to know that I understand, quite possibly more than you could ever know. I don't personally like to speak of my beginnings. I believe it is very important for us to acknowledge just where we come from and how we've reached here, but it doesn't mean we have to revisit it every time it comes to mind. So, that is, I suppose, the advice I wanted to give to you today. I want you to know. No, not know. I want you to believe that you can leave behind your past. You can grow from it, but not live in it. The thing that you must recognize about people, each person carries within them a certain merit that they can choose or not choose to make use of. Those who are born as slaves have risen up to be emperors. It is not so uncommon as one might think. But in truth, the only difference between those born with greatness and those who were never meant to be great is a deep, inner, personal limitation that they either will or will not overcome. When you entered this place, I could tell just by looking at you. You were absolutely one who can overcome, and one who probably already had. You're someone very special, and I could see that from the moment you stepped through those doors. I hope that you don't blame yourself for things, and I hope that you don't see things that were the acts of others as reasons for you to make excuses for yourself. I think you being here is proof enough that you've taken your own life into your hands, and that you've controlled that life within your ability to do so. I only hope you will continue to move past those traumatic events of your lifetime, those things that clearly haunt your mind each time I look at your face, and you seem to deviate from that typical personality that I've grown so attached to. Often the notion of things like vengeance or justice will come to you. They'll hold you back as you get fixated on the idea that you somehow need retribution for the things that have happened. So please listen to me closely. That thing that you want to get even for, those people you want to take down, they will fall as you succeed. And as you stand beside DIO, I can assure you, they will fall. So instead of focusing on revenge or bitterness, channel that greatness inside of you toward a greater good. Don't waste your precious lifetime and all of your sweet energy on something as unimportant as revenge. Your success is all the revenge you need. I want you to look at DIO closely. Gaze upon my neck. Do you see this scar? I'm sure you've wondered quite a bit about it. It's not the first time you've seen it. Certainly not. I know you've had quite a close look at most of me. This scar's a testament, a memento, of events long past. A memory of not just myself, but where DIO became who he was. This scar is a symbol of my revolution, a symbol of my evolution, a symbol of that very thing which makes me who I am today, more than the world could ever comprehend. The scar on my neck is not a blemish. It is not something I'm ashamed of either. No. When I look upon it, and what sort of story it tells me, I realize that it is a symbol of my triumph, not a scar of failure or disappointment, nor is it a disfigurement that I feel shame for. It is, and always will be, so long as it stands across my neck, a reminder that DIO can overcome even the greatest of challenges. Sorry to get a little self-absorbed in that one. I know you understand. I hope that this conversation has been meaningful to you, and I hope that you'll take something personal from all the things I've said. I want you to succeed, just as I want to see myself succeed. I want you to succeed beside me. If you ever wish to open up about those traumas of your past, well, DIO is here for you. But if you'd like to keep them inside and instead reposition them to be something that you can use, well then remember those words I've said. Your scars are not your failures. They are your triumphs, for you are still breathing. You are still living. And you are still with DIO. Thank you so very much for listening. Please go ahead and click like and subscribe to the Stanpai channel. Also, if you'd like to commission a personal one-on-one with DIO or anyone else, visit the Stanpai Patreon or get in touch with him directly. Lastly, be sure to leave a comment below. Until next time, farewell.